So, let me illustrate today the calculation of flame temperature. So, let us calculate AFT. As I said earlier, it is adiabatic flame temperature for combustion of fuel gas, containing 96% methane, 0.8% carbon dioxide and 3.2% nitrogen when burnt in theoretical air. Theoretical dry air. We are calculating now adiabatic flame temperature, also called theoretical adiabatic flame temperature, because we are not considering dissociation of the product of combustion in our calculation. A detailed exercise that can be done if anyone is interested by considering the dissociation and equilibrium constant, because it is a very rigorous exercise. So, I will be illustrating theoretical adiabatic flame temperature, where the dissociation of products of combustion is not being taken into account. So, now for this, as I have said, calculation of AFT or adiabatic flame temperature is essentially a heat balance exercise. In order to do heat balance, material balance is a prerequisite. You cannot do any heat balance without doing the material balance. So, first of all, we have to do material balance and find out the amounts of products of combustion when the fuel gas is burnt with theoretical amount of dry air. As you also know, the dry air contains 79% nitrogen and 21% oxygen, of course, by volume, and the composition of fuel gas is also given on volume percent. As I have said earlier, unless otherwise specified, the composition of gaseous fuels is always given as volume percent, whether it is mentioned or not. So, let us do first of all material balance. So, consider 1 mole of gas. Consider 1 mole of gas. So, now in order to material balance, we write down the combustion reaction, which is CH4 plus 2 O2 plus 3.76 N2, as this is the composition of air, that is equal to CO2 plus 2H2O plus 7.52 nitrogen. This is the basic chemical reaction or combustion reaction which will be occurring when this fuel is burned with theoretical amount of air. Now, we have to calculate the moles of products of combustion. This exercise I will ask you to do yourself. I will straight away writing down the composition of POC. The composition of POC, because you have 0.96 mole percent of CH4. So, accordingly CO2, that will be equal to 0.96. Do not forget to add 0.008% of carbon dioxide. So, that makes 0.968 moles of carbon dioxide. Then H2O 1.92 moles, and nitrogen. Also don't forget to add the nitrogen which is present in the fuel. So this becomes 0.032 plus 7.22, and that is equal to 7.25 moles. So now we have before us the products of combustion with their amount: CO2 0.968 mole, H2O 1.92 mole, and nitrogen 7.25 moles. Now in order to do heat balance, sensible heat, so I write down again the heat balance is say sensible heat in air or fuel plus heat of combustion plus heat of combustion, that is equal to heat in POC. So now we have to do this heat balance. Now as you note, the air and fuel gas are supplied at 25 degrees Celsius. Air and fuel gas, they are at 25 degrees Celsius, and mind you, the reference temperature for our calculation is 25 degrees Celsius. So therefore the sensible heat supplied by air and fuel, it is 0 in the present problem. Now we have to calculate the heat of combustion, and as you know how to calculate, I have illustrated earlier. So straight away I am calculating, because it is exothermic reaction. So delta HF combustion 298, that is the heat of formation of products minus heat of formation of reactant. Heat of formation of reactant, for example, oxygen is 0. Heat of formation of CH4 you have to take into account, CO2 and H2O you have to take into account, and the reaction which we are considering is H2O is in gaseous state. So minus delta H 298 heat of combustion, if you calculate, it will come out to be 184 into 10 to the power 3 kilocalorie. Now when H2O, that is equal to in H2O gaseous state. So now this heat which we have calculated, it must be absorbed, by products of combustion as sensible heat. So now we can find out the heat capacity, say heat capacity of all products of combustion is given by say C dash P, that is equal to n number of moles of CO2 into Cp CO2 plus n H2O Cp H2O plus n N2 Cp N2. So this is the heat capacity of the mixture of the product for combustion. So what I have to do now, I have to substitute the value of NCO2 and CpCO2. These values I have given already, but I can give once again over here. So that will be equal to 0.968 CpCO2 10.55 plus 2.16 into 10 to the power minus 3 T minus 2.04 into 10 to the power 5 upon T square. This is about NCO2 CpCO2 plus 1.92, they are the moles of H2O, 7.17 plus 2.56 into 10 to the power minus 3 T plus 0.08 into 10 to the power 5 T square plus 2 N2 is 7.25 plus 7.25, 6.66 plus 1.02 into 10 to the power minus 3 T. So, this has become the Cp of the mixture of products of combustion which contain 0.96 moles of CO2, 1.92 moles of H2O and 7.25 moles of nitrogen. So, if I solve it, then C dash P, that is equal to 72.27 plus 14.41 into 10 to the power minus 3 T minus 2.11 into 10 to the power 5 upon T square. Now, we have to do the heat balance, that is heat input that is equal to heat output. So, if we do that, then we will be getting, we have calculated 184 into 10 to the power 3 was the heat input, and that should be equal to heat output. 298 Kelvin is our reference temperature, raised to the flame temperature Tf, integration of 72.27 plus 14.41 into 10 to the power minus 3 T minus 2.11 into 10 to the power 5 T square, it should be integrated over temperature dT. So, if you do this integration, this I left an exercise to be done by you. Straight away I will write down the calculated result, that is 208,865, that is equal to 72.27 Tf plus 0.0072 Tf square plus 2.11 into 10 to the power 5 Tf. So, this is our equation which should be solved for Tf. Now, you have two ways to solve this equation. One way is by iteration, or you develop a simple program where you substitute a gas value of Tf and see that right hand side equal to the left hand side. Another way is that you plot graphically the total amount of heat against Tf. That means, you take some value of Tf and plot the value of the left hand side of the equation, and wherever you find that your left hand side is the ordinate value, that is the value of the Tf. So, that is a graphical method. Now, I leave you this exercise, you do either of the method and solve for Tf. So, I solved it. So, Tf is coming approximately equal to 2300 Kelvin. Now, what I have done, suppose if I neglect, last term in equation 1. That is, I am neglecting now 2.11 into 10 to the power 5 upon Tf in my Tf calculation. What is the error that I get? So, in that particular case, the equation straight away becomes quadratic equation, and that will be equal to 0.0072 Tf square plus 72.27 Tf minus 206,157, that is equal to 0. So, you have to resolve the equation 1 in order to get this equation. Straight away the quadratic formula Tf will be equal to minus b plus minus b square plus 4ac under root divided by 2a. So, if I solve it, then the value of Tf, it comes out to be equal to 2319 Kelvin. So, you note the difference between when you consider Cp is equal to A plus Bt plus C by T square in your Tf calculation, and if you neglect C by T square, then there is a difference of 19 Kelvin that comes equal to, I mean, that is the difference between the two values. Now, you can also calculate by taking the average values, and if you calculate by taking the average values, then the value of flame temperature is bound to be higher, because you are using the average Cp value. And I leave you the exercise. You can also try to calculate by taking the average values, but as I said, the exact value for calculation of flame temperature is when you take Cp is equal to A plus Bt plus C by T square. However, in order to avoid some complication, if you take Cp is equal to A plus 2Bt only, then the error is there, but it is less than if you take the average value. Now, just to illustrate what is the effect of excess air, what I have done, if we take now for example 20% excess air, if we take 20% excess air and if we take 50% excess air, that means what is the effect of excess air then stoichiometric on the AFT. So, again I have to do the material balance for both the cases. So, CO2 that is equal to 0.968 because it will not change, 50% excess air, CO2 is again equal to 0.968, H2O will also not change, 1.920, H2O 1.920. What it will change? Now, since I have 20% excess air, the products of combustion will have oxygen, and oxygen it will be here 0.4, here oxygen will be, then nitrogen it will be 9.056, and here nitrogen will be 11.31. So, oxygen is 1 mole of O2. Now, again I have to calculate the heat of combustion. Heat of combustion is not going to change, it will remain as it was in the previous case. Now, suppose if I consider, say if I consider Cp that is equal to A plus 2Bt and calculate the adiabatic flame temperature, say for example first 20% excess air. And if I do that, again I have to calculate the heat capacity of the mixture of the products of combustion. So, in this case if I calculate the C dash P, that is equal to 87.18 plus 16.11 into 10 to the power minus 3t, and for 50% excess air, I will be getting C dash P, that is equal to 102.88 plus 18.37 into 10 to the power minus 3 T. So, that is what the values. Now, again I have to do the heat balance. So, here heat balance will be 184,000, that will be equal to 298 TF, 87.18 plus 16.11 into 10 to the power minus 3 T dt. Here it will be 184,298 TF, 102.88 plus 18.37 into 10 to the power minus 3 T dt. Now, I solve. So, here I will be getting the TF 2314 Kelvin when excess air is 20%. Now, if excess air is 50%, then I will be calculating flame temperature as 1819 Kelvin. Now, remember these two calculations which I have done, I have considered Cp is equal to A plus Bt. However, you can take Cp is equal to A plus 2Bt plus C by T square and recalculate the value of the flame temperature, and the flame temperature values will be somewhat lower than what we have calculated. So, what I wanted to illustrate that increase in excess air, it decreases the flame temperature. So, for example, if we now plot, say here if we take excess air and here if we take flame temperature in Kelvin. So, well, you have to see what type of plot you will get. Plot 20%, 40%, 60%, here say 1000 Kelvin, 2000 and 3000. So, 0% means no excess air, that means 0, that is here the theoretical air. So, for 0 we have measured around, let us say 2319, for 20% say 2034, and for 50% we are measuring around somewhere this. So, this plot could be a slightly straight line or little bit. So, what it illustrates is that if you increase the excess air, the flame temperature decreases. This is valid for all types of fuel. Now, similarly, if you preheat the air or fuel, then you are adding sensible heat. So, the flame temperature will increase with the increase in the addition of the sensible heat. So, what I have illustrated through this problem, there are few things. First, increase in excess air decreases flame temperature. So, I will write down, I illustrated first, increase in excess air decreases AFT. The exercise which you can also do is that increase in preheating or increasing in preheating of either air or fuel will increase AFT. You can also think of that if you enrich air by oxygen, conceptually what you are doing, you are removing nitrogen and enriching with oxygen. So, as a consequence, less heat will be taken out by the products of combustion through nitrogen, and the adiabatic flame temperature has to increase with the increase in oxygen enrichment of air. So, third thing which I can write down, increase in oxygen enrichment, increase in oxygen enrichment of air will increase AFT. This is what the observation that we can make from these calculations. However, about the preheating, what you can do, you can just state some 10,000 calorie to the heat of combustion, 20,000 calorie to the heat of combustion, and then you can calculate what is the effect of preheating of air, and you can arrive at this conclusion. Second point that I have illustrated, that the calculation of adiabatic flame temperature is accurate if you consider Cp that is equal to A plus B 2 Bt plus C upon T square. That is no doubt, but for faster calculation we can use Cp is equal to A plus 2 B into T. The error will be there, but the error will be lower than if we use the average value of Cp. So, that is what the conclusion of this particular calculation. Now, I can also illustrate another problem where preheating is done. Now, if you recall that I have given this particular problem in the last lecture which I am reading, a blast furnace gas of composition 24% CO, 12% CO2, 4% hydrogen and 60% nitrogen is burned with theoretical amount of air. The blast furnace gas is preheated to 500 degrees Celsius oblique 527 degrees Celsius. Air is preheated to 250 or oblique 227 degrees Celsius. With the oblique, what I mean, you can calculate when the air is preheated to 250 and 227 degrees Celsius, when blast furnace gas is heated or preheated to 500 and 527 degrees Celsius, and then calculate the adiabatic flame temperature. So, I will be illustrating now this particular problem by taking the preheat temperature of blast furnace gas as 527 degrees Celsius and preheat temperature of air as 227 degrees Celsius. So, let me illustrate this problem now. So, I will just put it here. Say I am taking now blast furnace gas whose composition is 24% carbon monoxide, 12% CO2, 4% hydrogen and 60% nitrogen. This is burnt with theoretical amount of air. Theoretical, let me put dry air, which is 79% nitrogen plus 21% oxygen, and it is preheated to 227 degrees Celsius, and this blast furnace gas is preheated to 527 degrees Celsius. This is the preheat temperature. This is the preheat temperature. One is 527 and 227. So, what I have to do now? I have to calculate the adiabatic flame temperature. So, calculate AFT. Now, here again, first of all, I have to do the so called material balance, and straight away I can write down the material balance, that is the products of combustion which will result on combustion of blast furnace gas with theoretical amount of air, that will be equal to 0.36 moles CO2, 0.04 mole H2O, and 1.13 mole nitrogen. Now, I have taken the basis 1 mole blast furnace gas and reference temperature 25 degrees Celsius. So, now I have specified everything. So, first of all, I have to calculate the sensible heat in blast furnace gas. Now, before that, I just write down the heat balance. Now, the heat balance, that is equal to sensible heat in fuel plus sensible heat in air plus heat of combustion, that will be equal to heat in products of combustion. That is what my heat balance is, because now some amount of sensible heat is also added along with the air and blast furnace gas, since both are preheated to a temperature. Now, I have to calculate first of all the sensible heat of air and blast furnace gas. Now, here there are two ways. You can again calculate sensible heat in air, that is equal to Cp of every component of air into dT, that will be equal to A plus 2 Bt plus C by T square into dT, and you have to write down these values for oxygen and nitrogen when air is preheated, integrate it and get those values, and that will be the sensible heat of air. Or other way around, you can also take help of the heat content table, because the HT, say HT minus H298, these heating values are listed at several temperatures for different types of gases. Both ways can be done. You can either integrate CPDT or you can take HT minus H298 values. So, what I am doing, I have listed some of the HT minus H298 values relevant for this problem. So, here since blast furnace gas is heated to 527, so I will be writing H 800 minus H298, this is for CO, that is 306.28 calorie per mole. Then H100 minus H298 CO2 5458 calorie per mole. H 800 minus H298 hydrogen, that is equal to 3514 calorie per mole. H 800 minus H298 nitrogen, that is equal to 3598 calorie per mole. You can see these values in any thermodynamic book. Similarly, air is preheated to 227 degrees Celsius. So, I will be writing H 500 minus H298 for nitrogen 2126 calorie per mole, and H 500 minus H298 for for oxygen, that will be equal to 1455 calorie per mole. Now what I have to do? I have to find out the sensible heat. So sensible heat in blast furnace gas, sensible heat in blast furnace gas, just I have to multiply by the moles 0.24 into 3628 plus 0.12 into 5458 plus 0.04 into 3514 plus 0.6 into 3598. So that will be equal to 3825 calorie. Similarly, sensible heat in air, that I can again find out, you can multiply and get it, 1331 calorie. This is a sensible heat in air, and that will be supplied along with the reactants. Now I have to calculate heat of combustion. Now I have to calculate heat of combustion. Now in this particular blast furnace gas, the combustible component are CO and H2, and I am considering now H2, it will go to H2O and it will form vapor stage. So accordingly, I will select the heat of formation of H2O, heat of formation from CO to CO2, and if I calculate the heat of combustion, then heat of combustion, that will be equal to 18536 calorie. This you can calculate. So now the total heat input, total heat input, I have to add all the three. So I will be getting 23692 calorie. That will be the amount of heat that will be added in. Now this amount of heat will raise the temperature of POC from 25 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin to TF, either in degree C or in Kelvin. So now we have to find out the heat capacity of the mixture of the products of combustion, and as I have illustrated in the last case, I am straight away writing down C dash P, that will be equal to 10.35 plus 1.77 into 10 to the power minus 3 T minus 0.5 into 10 to the power 5 upon T square. Now I will do the heat balance, and in the heat balance, as all of you know, the heat balance will go, how is it? That will be 23692, that will be equal to 25 degree to TF. Naturally, I will get here TF in degree Celsius. 10.35 plus 1.77 into 10 to the power minus 3 T minus 0.5 into 10 to the power 5 upon T square into dt. Well, I have to integrate it and solve. So the equation which I will be getting, 25951, that will be equal to 10.35 TF plus 0.89 into 10 to the power minus 3 Tf square plus 0.15 into 10 to the power 5 upon Tf. Now again solve by iteration. So, to illustrate what I have done, I have neglected the last term, and then I can straightaway solve, say by neglecting the last term, that is 0.5 into 10 to the power 5 upon Tf, then I can straightaway calculate. That will be equal to then I can straightaway calculate Tf by quadratic equation. That will come out to be 2120 degrees Celsius. However, you can calculate by considering this term also. Temperature may come out to be equal to 21105 or something of that order of magnitude. Now, when no preheating is done, just to illustrate, though I have illustrated earlier, the Tf that is equal to 1576 degree Celsius. That is the effect of no preheating or preheating. Now, you can calculate the adiabatic flame temperature by considering, say for example, 500 degrees C is the preheat temperature of blast furnace gas and 200 degrees C is the preheat temperature of the air. All that you have to do, you have to collect the value of Cp, integrate it from 25 to 500 and get the sensible heat in air and sensible heat in blast furnace gas, add it into the heat of combustion, and then you can find out the value of the flame temperature. Now, I have given one more problem, that was a producer gas of composition 22.4% CO, 12% CO2 and 65% nitrogen is burned with stoichiometric amount of air. The gases enter the furnace at 250 degrees Celsius. You have to calculate the flame temperature. Now, I will go very quickly, just I will give you some method and then you can solve yourself. So, I am illustrating now another problem, say a producer gas composition 22.4% CO plus 12.6% CO2 plus 65% nitrogen is burnt with theoretical amount of air. The gases, that is air plus producer gas, enter at 250 degrees Celsius. That is, here both air and producer gas are heated and they bring sensible heat into the reaction. So, you have to calculate adiabatic flame temperature. Calculate AFT. Same, first of all we have to perform material balance. Consider say 1 mole producer gas, and corresponding to 1 mole producer gas CO2, that will be equal to 0.350 moles, and nitrogen, that will be equal to 1.071 moles. Amount of air, that is equal to 0.533 moles, of which say 79% is nitrogen and 21% is oxygen. So, now we have to do the heat balance. So, first we have to calculate, say now we have to do heat balance. You know heat balance, sensible heat in air plus sensible heat in producer gas plus heat of combustion, that is equal to heat output in products of combustion. So, first of all I have to calculate the sensible heat in producer gas. Sensible heat in producer gas well, I have to use the Cp values and I have to perform the integration. Now, in this calculation which I am going to illustrate you, I have used Cp that is equal to A plus 2 Bt. For more accurate and precise calculation, you can take Cp is equal to A plus 2 Bt plus C by T square. So, if I calculate sensible heat in producer gas, that will be equal to 1650 calorie. Similarly, sensible heat in air, that will be equal to 840 calorie. Now, heat of combustion, in this case, that will be equal to 15142 calorie. So, heat input that will be equal to 17632 calorie. So, this will be raised in raising the products of combustion from 25 to Tf. I put the Cp values. So, so if I use Cp is equal to A plus 2 Bt, then the Tf that is equal to 1472 degrees Celsius. Now, mind you, here I have used Cp is equal to A plus 2 Bt. Now, if I use Cp is equal to A plus 2 Bt plus C by T square all, then Tf will be approximately around 1440 degrees Celsius. So, this you can calculate yourself and see that you can calculate the adiabatic flame temperature for any other